It's time to get away. Join us as we enter the special world of Sports Afield, the next best thing to being outdoors. Your hosts for Sports Afield are three special men: Grits Gresham, Homer Circle, and Jerry Chiapetta, men who have dedicated their lives to the outdoors. Sports Afield is brought to you in part by Winchester, More Than a Gun, an American Legend. By Shakespeare, fishing has a name, Shakespeare. By Scout, anything less is just a car. By Stearns, life vests and jackets. Ask for the vest with the crest. By Schrade, handcrafters of Uncle Henry and old-timer knives since 1904. And by your Kmart Sports Center, with quality brand names at Kmart prices.
Hi, I'm Grits Gresham. Today on Sports Afield, we join bird watchers at Hawk Mountain, try for a world record bass, and visit two amazing exhibition shooters.
Eckville, Crumsville, Kleinsville, Kempton, New Tripoli, Lambertsville. These are just some of the towns here in the Pennsylvania Dutch country in southeastern Pennsylvania that just reek with early American history. It also is a place loaded with beautiful color, winding mountain roads. The mountains are the thing that brought us here. We're migrating here along with thousands of other people every autumn who come to see the migration of the hawks, the eagles, the ospreys, the falcons. We're going to watch those birds and watch the people who watch those birds. We're going to Hawk Mountain, probably the most famous of all the migration areas in North America. Hawk Mountain Sanctuary, established 1934. The object of this non-profit organization shall be to establish and maintain preserves for the conservation and preservation of wildlife, and to provide means of educating the public in matters concerning wildlife. I don't know if I can take it. Anything worthwhile is worth a little work, so we'll keep climbing. Express, this is it. Oh, my, what a mountain. They say this is a sport for little old ladies in tennis shoes. Shed some clothes. All of this is just for the opportunity to go to the top of Hawk Mountain. No guarantee there'll be birds there when we get there. This sanctuary is maintained by the contributions of members scattered throughout the United States and across the world. No support is received from any governmental agency. An admission fee is collected from non-members. It's 2/3 of a mile to Lookout Point, and a little P.S. at the bottom of the sign: do not try it unless you enjoy mountain climbing. Oh boy, it's worth the trip. Spectacular views.
Oh, straight ahead, look.
Hawk Mountain Sanctuary has also been kept in a wilderness state with no hot dog stands or other developments to detract from the breathtaking vista. As many as 3,000 might climb the mountain in a single day to get a glimpse of a hawk or an eagle. Unpaid volunteer bird counters stand duty time, rain, snow, or shine, to faithfully keep tabs on the migrating birds, their numbers, their species, their movements. The volunteers are serious, dedicated people who get a special inner satisfaction in standing duty. When I was there, red-tailed hawks were on the move.
Whatever we have, if we have a lot, like now the red-tails are flying, I click them off on the clicker, and they eventually go on the board. We keep an hourly count.
You have wind direction, species, number, time of day, huh?
Yes, each bird gets put down on a count. And
what do you do with the radio?
Well, the radio is to keep contact between the different lookouts. The different birds get too close to the lookout line. We can let each lookout know who has the bird.
No, it's not that high. It should be on your left, somewhere in the neighborhood of the notch, and coming in pretty quick past the east rocks for you now. And,
Right over here.
Oh, just above the horizon.
Okay, give me a minute to look here.
Okay, he's kind of circling now and dropping off your way to the right, going lower and lower. Pretty large one. If you can help us out, we'd appreciate it.
The prevailing northwesterly winds, shorter days in autumn, and some biological timepiece within the birds, these things, and the geography of the northeast section of the United States all make Hawk Mountain what it is, a natural funnel for migrating hawks and other raptors. Chill winds kiss the mountain ridge and rise up, giving the birds a flow of air that keeps them aloft, a sort of interstate highway in the sky used by the birds on their way to wintering areas to the south. I commented to staff biologist Jim Brett that Hawk Mountain was the best spot in the United States to see hawks.
I think in all the world, it's probably the best spot. As you look out here, it's hard to imagine that the megalopolis of New York, Allentown, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington is right there. But you get a sense of being isolated here, and that's what makes it so unique. We're close to these cities, yet we're far enough away to be rather primitive. Forest is a nice boundary, a nice buffer for people who see brick all week long.
They go so quick, don't they?
They take the tailwind and breeze along at a pretty rapid rate of speed. And I think many people, including myself, can see these birds doing this and have a vicarious kind of experience in which they can feel themselves being blown across the ridge here at a high rate of speed and just having a heck of a good time.
People travel, some of them from great distances, to make this climb up here for a variety of reasons, some of them surprising.
I don't know much about birds, but I come up to get away from the everyday life of the trucking industry.
I like to come up here to be together with the family.
Because I like to see the birds.
No, it's a lot of the sun. I think it's more. It's the sun on with white streaks on the wind. And all the bird books and everything talk about this being the ultimate in hawk watching, so I came up to see what it was all about.
Yeah, we got up at 5 o'clock this morning to come up here.
25 of us came all the way from Washington, D.C., 183 miles to look at hawks.
Well, they come from all the states and from a lot of foreign countries. We have visitors here every year from Africa, Japan. There's a fellow here last year from Borneo who traveled halfway across the world to get here for the migration, for part of it. Was here for 2 days. So they do come from all corners of the globe.
The accent comes from Holland, from the Netherlands.
Oh, we have a bird above us. Oh, way up high.
Towards us, too. Right towards us, there.
Hawk watching requires no special training, although most people are skilled in identifying the various birds. Warm clothing, hiking boots, and some sort of telescope or binoculars are all that are necessary, plus a love for the outdoors.
I like watching the birds fly by. I like watching them through the through the field glasses.
Okay.
When you see a bird, you may only see him for a matter of 10 or 12 seconds or a minute at most, particularly a bird of prey, unless he's kettling up. And when you see one that you don't see very often, the hair on the back of your head starts to rise and you get excited and tingling all over.
From early autumn until late winter, tens of thousands of people flock to Hawk Mountain to marvel at the migration of the raptors. With the right winds and at the right time, you might spot an eagle or a hawk or even a rare falcon that will also make you tingle.